Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Biafran Golden Child, the real Biafran Golden Child. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're hearing my voice from. This is the Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm mighty happy to come your way again. Yeah, it's been a while now since we had, you know, a discussion together. Been a while since we, brought you any news concerning what is happening currently in in Biafra land or concerning the Biafra people. Yes, I made a brief travel. I've been out of circulation, and so I couldn't reach you. But I'm mighty glad this morning, um, to be able to bring to us again some recent happenings in Biafra land or some informations concerning, you know, our great people of Biafra land. So, for today's audio, I want to bring, to your awareness a very recent happening in the life of our maximum leader, yes, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I want to bring to your notice today that after all the efforts, after all the fighting, after all the struggles, after all, the press releases, he has finally garnered the interest of the Nigerian judiciary. Why did I say so? Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has been assigned a new judge for his terrorism trial. Yes, this development comes after Kanu's legal team requested a change of judge, citing concerns about Justice Binta Nyako's handling of the case. So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't get that, in case you didn't hear me clearly, our maximum leader, Mazi Onyandu Mazu Nnamdi Kanu, has finally, been able to, you know, push the Nigerian judiciary, push the Chief Justice of Nigeria to listen to him and to, you know, eventually, eventually accept the fact that he needed a new judge to manage his case. He needed a new judge, to adjudicate his matter. Yes, because of course, Nnamdi Kanu has always said, yes, the other judge, uh, Justice Binta Yako, you know, has not been completely, fair with him. She has shown so much bias. She has acted like, she had, a determination to convict him. She has shown at a lot of opportunities, like she had a personal vendetta to settle with Mazen Namde Kanu. So Mazen Namde Kanu came up and said, look, I don't want this woman in my matter. If you continue to put me under this judge, Chief Justice Binta Yako, I'm not sure of fair hearing. I'm not sure I'll come out of this matter alive. I'm not sure, that the ethics of the judicial and legal profession, my fundamental human rights will be, upheld. I have no confidence whatsoever in Justice Binta Yako. She seems to be a stooge who is being used by the cabal. Yeah, the cabal at the zoo, the junta at the zoo called Nigeria. She looks like a stooge, a puppet that is being manipulated, and with the ultimate ambition, the ultimate uh, objective being to make sure that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the IPOB, was convicted. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was guilty as charged. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu should not deserve any mercy at all or pardon. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu his special legal counsel, yes, Chief Aloysius Ejimako, and other counsels have vehemently opposed the continuation or the continued uh, uh, trial of his case under Justice Binta Nyako. Yes, he said no to that. And even at a point, yes, at a point, even the Chief Justice herself recused herself from any trial concerning Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But only for her, suddenly this January, suddenly early aspects of February, once again, she was appointed again after she had recused herself, appointed again by Justice John Soho, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Soho, who reassigned the case, to, once again to Justice Binta Yakum, told her to go and finish up Nnamdi Kanu's trial. But of course, Nnamdi came out that day vigorously, told his lawyers, please, I will have to speak. I can't be intimidated. I have to speak. I have to call a spade a spade. I cannot be tried under Justice Bintan Yako. She has recused herself from my trial. There's no need bringing her back. Is she the only judge in the whole Nigeria? Is she the only judge in the whole of Nigeria for you to continue to subject me to the prejudice? Yes, prejudice, to the bias, and to what looks like a, a determined, a determined attempt to make sure I am convicted as charged. In fact, because of Mazen Namdekanu's vehement opposition to any further hearing or trial by Justice Bintan Yako, the justice had to once again, you know, um, adjourn the matter indefinitely. Stood up and said, "This trial of Mazen Namdekanu is hereby adjourned indefinitely." He has said he doesn't want me, to judge him. He has said, he has quoted that, yes, I was once recused. I was recused, you know, on his judgment, and that he doesn't want me to continue. Therefore, I will adjourn this case, his trial, indefinitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's very, very important that today you should be aware. You should be aware, that for the first time, as if the judges were listening to Mazen Namdekanu, I mean the Chief Justice, for the first time in a record time, indeed, the Nigerian judiciary has come awake all of a sudden. Yes, a new judge had been assigned to Mazen Namdekanu to continue his further trial on so-called terrorism charges and other related charges. So, fellow dear friends, I'm happy to tell you, yes, our Muslim leader, you know, has been able to achieve a breaking news today. And the breaking news is that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's case has been reassigned to another judge. To another judge. Yes. In face of his continued, resistance and declaration that Justice Binta Yako, had recused herself from his case and had no reason whatsoever to come back and be the one to try him, because such would be very, very surely, it would be, you know, a manipulated and totally unjustified, totally, yes, it won't be any judgment at all, because there will be a lot of bias, there'll be a lot of prejudice, And of course, it will seem like there's a hidden agenda. So, ladies and gentlemen, get it now. The breaking news right now is that Nnamdi Kanu's case has been reassigned to another judge. Yes. Uh, his lawyer, the special counsel, Lawyer Jegu, came up and, made this awareness, created the awareness in the social media, in the internet, and in the uh, uh, mass media. So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you haven't heard this, this is live and direct, breaking. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's case reassigned to another judge. Yes, the judge has not been mentioned. The name of the judge has not been revealed, but we know in a short while they will reveal his name. And trust me for that. I will make sure the first thing I do is bring it, to the awareness, to the awareness, yeah, to the awareness of our, brothers and sisters, our fellow Biafrans, yes, freedom lovers and men of goodwill. Yes. So that is the audio for today. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has been assigned a new judge for his terrorism trial. This development comes after Kanu's legal team requested a change of judge, citing concerns about Justice Binta Nyako's handling of the case. The Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Soho, yes, reassigned the case to a new judge, although the name of the new judge has not been disclosed. Yes, has not been disclosed. Kanu's lawyers, a lawyer Dimako, confirmed the development and expressed appreciation for the swift intervention of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere Eko. Yes, Kanu has maintained his innocence and is ready to stand trial. Legal team is now preparing for his defense, focusing on ensuring that the trial is conducted fairly and in accordance with the law. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can, for the first time now, heave a sigh of relief. We can, for the first time, take a deep breath. We can now exhale because for the first time since Mazen Nandi's trial, we now have, a judge that will be coming in whom we know, who we reasonably believe, will cross all the T's and dot all the I's in his trial. Not a judge who showed an instant bias, an instant disregard for him, and an instant disregard for the rule of law, the rule of law, and fairness in his trial. Yes, Kanu has insisted that Justice Bintan Yako seemed to have the mandate of the cabal, not only find him guilty, but to make sure they destroy everything he represented. He has always maintained that Justice Bintan Yako had you know, a very, very privileged agenda, personal agenda. She seemed to have a hidden agenda. She seemed to be in a position, she wanted to, you know, uh, satisfy the powers that be. Of course, you know that the husband of uh, Justice Benton Yako and her son, the husband being the one-time governor of Adamawa State, yes, Vice Marshal Motala Yako is be undergoing EFCC interrogations and trials, and even the son is equally, in the net with the father. And of course, it is generally believed by Mazen Kanu and his lawyers that Justice Binta Nyako took up this matter, took up handling the trial of Mazen Kanu because she wanted, to deal decisively with him, convict him immediately, and win the kudos of the cabal that jailed, that in the first instance were the ones who, you know, kidnapped, let me not use the word kidnap, who renditioned Mazen Nandekano illegally and against the international, you know, uh, international regular, usually recognized international practices. Mazen Nandekano was renditioned from Kenya and against his wish, against international protocols and human rights abuses, was brought down to Nigeria. Ever since, rather than give him a normal trial, if you convict him, if you see him, accuse him of being guilty of any charges, you suspect he was guilty of anything, you should have taken him to the regular courts. Instead, our Mazemon leader, Oyendu Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, a peace-loving gentleman who was making peaceful protests, creating the awareness of the plight of his fellow Biafrans, how the Nigerian government, since the 1966 coup, which was tagged an Igbo coup, how the Nigerian government, you know, have subjected the Igbos to all kinds of wickedness, all kinds of, you know, uh, destructive attacks, even almost bordering on genocide, as Nnamdi Kanu brought up, the plight of his people, telling the whole world, you know, that look, this situation should not continue. My people should not continue to be taken as subservient people. My people should not be treated as a people without a future, a people without a hope. Our people, the Biafrans, should not be treated like a conquered nation. The Igbo man, the Biafran man, deserve his respect, deserve to hold his head high in the committee of, you know, the other regions that make up this country. This was what the gentleman was preaching. This was what the gentleman was protesting. This was what Mazen Namdekano was telling the whole world. And all of a sudden, from nowhere, this barbaric, wicked zoo government of President Muhammad Buhari orchestrated, you know, people, mercenaries who went to Kenya, abducted him, and renditioned him down to Nigeria. This gentleman was first and foremost a British citizen. This gentleman had dual nationality, was against internationally accepted, you know, uh, rules of engagement, and practices. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned from Kenya down to Nigeria and kept in a condition of perpetual wickedness, almost below the level of an animal's detention. Our Mazemon leader has been kept in the dull lodge of the DSS, subjected to inhuman treatments. He has no access to his lawyers. He was prevented from seeing his family. They fed him only when they thought it was necessary, with substandard food. Severally, severally, his family has reported that he has gone, you know, without food for weeks. Back to back now, they have kept him, you know, under the detention of the DSS for 4 Christmases now. 4 Christmases now. 4 Xmasses they have kept him. And now we're walking into an Easter. They are still holding him. So you can imagine why it is now a breaking news. Why suddenly, we are all happy. Every Biafran should be happy that yes, finally, yes, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, yes, she has uh, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun has finally, yes, yes, finally accepted that for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to get any reasonable and realistic judgment, then he must have a new judge in his case. He must have a new judge to handle his matter. So we're all excited, ladies and gentlemen. We're excited at the fact, yes, that the chief judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Soho, has reassigned the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to a new judge. Although the name of the judge has not been disclosed, we know it's just a matter of time. We know who the judge is. And by the grace of God, we're praying he will be a man, a lawyer, a judge of high repute who will not sell his soul to the devil. He will be a judge who is not looking for any way, to make the cabal like him or promote his family. We're praying he will be a judge who is sworn to fairness, to justice, to equity. That's what we hope. And that is what we're expecting. That is what we are hoping to happen. So that our Mazemon leader can have justice done and seen to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, please, once again, this audio is very, very important because it is a breaking news. Breaking news that finally Nnamdi Kanu has been reassigned to a new judge. Yes, we're happy to note that our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu has been assigned the new judge who will handle his matter more transparently, more fairly, and we are hoping that justice will be done and seen to be done. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Let's wish the United States of Biafra a very good one. Let's wish our, Deputy Prime Minister, Her Excellency, uh, uh, yeah, Doctor, yes, Raboeze. Let's wish her all the very best and pray that she navigates the USB, United States of Biafra, to the highest level possible. We're all in this together. There's no going back. All hands should be on deck. Forward ever, backward never. Thank you and God bless you all. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High Himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. Our enemies are equally important because they must listen. Those who do not love the truth must listen. Those who are beholden to darkness, they must also listen. For we are here to bring light upon a very darkened continent without Biafra. Africa is nothing without Biafra. There is no difference between a black man and a wild animal in the forest. We say every shred with every ounce of conviction. I welcome each and every one of you. If you're joining us for the very first time, this is Radio Biafra. This is how we do it. We magnify the name of the Most High before we do anything. That is why we are exceptionally formidable. That is why